The US Naval Academy's Library Purge, a chilling tale of intellectual censorship under the guise of patriotism. Nearly 400 books, a significant portion of the Academy's collection, have been unceremoniously yanked from shelves. The culprit? Not some rogue librarian with a personal vendetta, but a direct order from the Office of Undersecretary of Defense for Personnel and Readiness, Pete Hegseth. This act of intellectual vandalism, cloaked in the rhetoric of combating diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI initiatives, represents a disturbing escalation in the Trump administration's ongoing war on critical thought and open discourse. Hegseth, a vocal critic of DEI programs, has spearheaded this aggressive campaign to purge what he deems unpatriotic material from federal agencies. His directive to the Naval Academy and its subsequent compliance in removing nearly 400 books signals a chilling disregard for academic freedom and the pursuit of knowledge. This isn't simply about removing a few questionable texts. It's about systematically dismantling any intellectual framework that challenges a narrow, arguably partisan, worldview. The books themselves remain unidentified, leaving us to speculate on the nature of their supposed transgressions. Are they too critical of American history? Do they offer diverse perspectives that challenge the status quo? The lack of transparency surrounding this purge only fuels suspicion that this is less about genuine concerns and more about ideological conformity. This isn't an isolated incident. The administration's assault on DEI extends far beyond the hallowed halls of Annapolis. Across federal agencies, policies, programs, online content, and social media postings are being meticulously scrutinized and purged of anything deemed remotely woke. This sweeping campaign has drawn fierce condemnation from lawmakers, local leaders, and citizens alike. The removal of historical figures and military heroes from Defense Department websites and social media pages, actions later partially reversed amidst public outcry, further highlights the chaotic and heavy-handed nature of this ideological crusade. The administration's frantic backpedaling, evident in the reinstatement of some previously removed content, underscores the public backlash and the inherent weakness of their argument. The hastily executed nature of this process speaks volumes about the lack of due diligence and careful consideration. The implications of this book ban are far-reaching. By removing access to diverse perspectives and critical analyses, the administration is actively hindering the intellectual development of future leaders. The Naval Academy, an institution charged with training the next generation of military officers, is being transformed into a breeding ground for ideological conformity rather than a center for critical thinking and intellectual curiosity. This deliberate suppression of diverse voices and perspectives creates a breeding ground for echo chambers, stifling intellectual growth and ultimately weakening our nation's ability to address complex challenges effectively. The silence surrounding the specific titles removed only heightens the concern. What criteria were used to determine which books were deemed unacceptable? Who made those decisions, and what were their qualifications? Transparency is vital to ensuring accountability and preventing further abuses of power. The lack thereof in this instance is deeply troubling. The Naval Academy book purge is not simply a matter of removing books. It's a blatant attack on academic freedom, intellectual diversity, and the very principles upon which a healthy democracy should be built. It's a chilling reminder of the dangers of unchecked power and the importance of vigilance in protecting our shared intellectual heritage. The continued silence surrounding this action should alarm all those who value free inquiry and open debate, regardless of political affiliation. The fight for intellectual freedom is far from over.